we needed to improve the quality. When we checked up, we found that our state, of course, we have one of the highest gross enrollment ratio, over 50%. We also have the fact that our state universities produce more than 6,500 PhDs every year. Very impressive figure indeed. But the other side of the story is that of the 6,500 plus PhDs, not even 1% is net JRF qualified. We know what is net JRF qualified because that is UGC that determines the eligibility mandate, whether the scholar is intellectually eligible to take up the research. We found a situation which was not very comfortable. When we found that our PhDs were doing menial jobs, even cleaning jobs, not that the cleaning is bad, but the fact that after PhD, if you do the cleaning job for 14, 50,000 rupees, it is something which is not a very happy situation. And then we thought, why it is so? There are various constraints. Among the constraints, we thought with all these constraints, notwithstanding, how do we improve it? Then we realized that our universities, our state universities, they were not even talking to themselves. They were all working in silos run by the secretariat. Then we thought, let there be a fusion, let there be a meeting of minds, because that is how the knowledge grows. Because on the one hand, we find that the deemed to be universities, autonomous institutions are every year, year on year, breaching the new high marks of height in excellence. More than a dozen of our institutions deemed to be university and autonomous institutions are among the top 10 in NIRF ranking. Unfortunately, not a single one from the state universities. Our Madras University, which was once known to be the premier university in the country among the top 5, today it is nowhere in the reckoning. This steady decline has a social consequences for social justice, because it is the students from poor communities, Dalit communities, marginalized communities, those who cannot afford to go to the private, they go to these institutions. And if this is their fate, that on the one hand we keep producing degree holders and PhD holders, on the other they are worthy of nothing, it is in fact, it is a perpetuating the discrimination. So this we started in 2022, and I'm happy to inform you that there has been a significant progress, noticeable progress, because there is a lot of talent, a lot of scholarship in the deemed to be universities, autonomous institutions. They started coming with the hand holding, and our net JRF number also started improving. In terms of intellectual property, though we were producing thousands of PhD, but there was no IP, there was no patent. What kind of research they were? Now, with the help, that also started improving. And it was moving towards a win-win situation. Even in this conference, sir, in the 2 days conference we do invite resource persons from industries, from academia. Here we will be in the 2 days, we'll be discussing about maximizing learning through application of artificial intelligence. We will also be discussing about how the capacity building of the students as well as the faculties. We have session by the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, who will be talking about frontiers of science and technology. We have also sessions about how to efficiently manage university finances, because our universities are in a very, very bad situations. Many of the universities, they have not paid salaries to the teachers for last several months. And government has said that they are under no obligation to give them, to bail them out. This has been the situation. But we have been making modest attempt by bringing them together and making our youth aspirational, because there lies our future. Unfortunately, in this conference, state universities are not participating because they have been banned by the state government. not to participate. As of now, one of our vice chancellors is in police station. Some vice chancellors have reached Uti, and something unprecedented happened, which never happened before. There was a midnight knock at their doors, where the secret police, a special branch of the state, went and told them, if you participate in the conference, you will not be able to go home and meet your family. And autonomous institutions. We have more than 34, 35 institutions present here. They will, in 2 days, they will deliberate with your guidance. And what with the churning, the nectar that will come out will be shared with all to the advantage of everyone. Sir, and on behalf of all of us, I once again thank you. I express our gratitude to you. We shall remain ever beholden to you for your interest in the Tamil people, Tamil youth, and for guiding us. Thank you very much, sir. Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir.
Are you looking to transition your career into data science and find a place in companies like Meta, Google, or even Amazon? If your answer is yes, then learning Python is a must. Fundamental clarity of Python concepts is the gateway to becoming a successful data scientist at any of these top product companies. What if I tell you in just 3 hours, you can learn the most essential skills for any aspiring data scientist, and that too for free? Yes, you heard it right. Scalar is organizing this free data science bootcamp to help you learn Python from scratch. You will also get to explore the must-know libraries used in Python and exploratory data analysis using Python. Click here to register and don't forget to attend.
And we will move ahead with that positive approach. We do have sometimes headwinds. Headwinds are momentary. They are transient. They are never lasting. Through Dr. Pawan Kumar Singh, Director, Indian Institute of Management, Tiruchi. Am I blocking you? Never block an academician. Thiru R. Kirlosh Kumar, Principal Secretary to Governor of Tamil Nadu. Dignitaries, Vice Chancellors, distinguished audience present in the hall and having access to this discourse through live coverage by Sunset TV. So what is being transacted here is not limited to those present here. It will resonate not only to vice chancellors, but to all who are stakeholders in rise of this nation, in improving academic environment in the country. A while ago, we observed silence. I joined the nation in expressing profound grief and outrage at the heinous terrorist attack in Pahalgam that claimed innocent lives. That terrorism is a global menace to be addressed by humanity in unison. Bharat is the world's most peace-loving nation, and our civilizational ethos reflected in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is getting global resonance. Our visionary leadership in the shape of a prime minister who is in his third term is our greatest assurance that the nation's rise cannot be handicapped by any situations, internal or external. But we all have to bear in mind that national interest is supreme. This was echoed by none else than Dr. B.R. Ambedkar while imparting his final address to the Constituent Assembly. We therefore have to take a resolve to always keep nation first. National interest cannot be intertwined with partisan interest. It has to be uppermost. This cannot be subservient to any interest, political, personal, or for a group. It was with this spirit we observed silence. Distinguished audience, I owe my present position only to education. Was extremely fortunate to get a scholarship and good education. And I therefore realize the importance of education as a great equalizer, one that can cut into inequities, can bring about dignity, can contribute to rise of the nation. And therefore, Honorable Governor, it is an absolute honor and privilege, as also profound responsibility, to share thoughts with those, the vice chancellors, the academicians, the administrators in the field of education, who shape those who are destined to shape our nation. That is our youth. Our youth demographic dividend is envy of the world. It is pulsating. It is contributing. That is making a great difference. I must commend Honorable Governor rnravi for his very thoughtful initiative taken by him in 2022 to have conference of vice chancellors. The present one is in one such series, one in the series. I have no doubt the deliberations would be very fruitful, because when deliberations take place, dialogue takes place, when there is sharing of thoughts, sharing of problems, resolutions emerge, issues that require to be addressed, we get a way out. But I must commend Governor Ravi for another reason. He is doing this because it is his constitutional ordainment. He has taken oath under the Indian Constitution, under Article 159. His oath, as that of the Honorable President, is very significant. The oath he has taken as governor is to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and the law. By his oath, he is further enjoined to devote to the service and well-being of people of Tamil Nadu by organizing such events. To the field of education, Governor Ravi is vindicating his oath. Distinguished audience, education is the most impactful transformative agent of change. And you all are aware, the only constant is change. And the change must be soothing to society, must be meaningful to society, must give order to the society, respect to every individual. The citizen must pride himself or herself in the system in which he or she lives. We need to nurture our education ecosystem in the backdrop of our historical legacy. Gurukul. The Gurukul concept is sublime. A first set of service to society by Guru. There was free access to those who had earning for knowledge, education. The Guru in Gurukul took everyone under his fold as part of that family. That is our legacy. That calls for revival. No one knows better than the people here and the people listening to me all over the country. And some who will come to know of it through print media and social media. I assert accessibility and affordability of education is vital. But what is more significant in a world that is changing very fast, accessibility and affordability has to be of quality education. Fortunately, in our country, this is emerging as it is national priority. Only quality education system for all can be transformative. The people here and the people watching it are the prime motivators. Time for your category distinguished audience to fire on all cylinders to bring it about. Much needed change in education can gain momentum with proactive affirmative stance of vice chancellors and others who are stakeholders by virtue of being in governance, political executive, or bureaucracy. Such conferences and congregations are crucibles of thought, and the thoughts are nurtured here. Policies are evolved. There is purposeful defining of educational goals. Such congregations, brainstorming sessions catalyze the change we all need. I have no hesitation in indicating to you, this is a contemporaneous imperative need and essential. We need to focus on it as our supreme priority. These are also occasions for collective reflection, self-audit, soothingly auditing each other, trying to monetize each other's experience. Also, occasions for introspection and then reimagination. To lay a blueprint for future, give direction to education in Bharat that is emerging as a world power. Never have we seen might of Indian Prime Minister being so accoladed, acclaimed by world leaders and countries. Political sagacity within the country and outside has given Indians new respect. We are a nation to reckon with because Bharat stands for peace and welfare of all, growth for all. Such interactions also help us to be in sync with emerging global trends. We can't be an island in ourselves. We have to see what is happening in other parts of the world. And we have also to take notice of global trends and needs. We have to define our trajectory of growth as also of the world, which we did centuries ago. I am particularly elated that Tamil Nadu is taking lead in this matter. Tamil Nadu is a land of vibrant learning centers. Those learning centers must be our North Star now. Tamil Nadu has been home to such widely accredited learning centers like Kanchipuram and Aniyaram. Aniyaram attracted thousands of students from all over Bharat. I see in these conferences emergence of crucibles of ideation that will rekindle the spirit of Kanchipuram and bring back glory of Aniyaram. We must take pride that it was in Tamil Nadu, Madras University established in 1857. Modern education was exemplified in this land. And the university then and now has leadership in science, law, liberal education, and is reckoned as a prestigious institution throughout the country. Distinguished audience, research and development is now quintessential to progress. We can no longer depend to gain from research elsewhere. We have to be on our own strength. Our educational institutions, particularly universities, IIMs, IITs, institutes of excellence in science and otherwise, have to be laboratories of research and innovation. Our institutions must transform themselves from credential outfits into crucibles of innovation and character. We cannot reduce our institutions just to hand out degrees. A degree from a university must be a potent power in the hand of the degree holder that can help him or her fully exploit his or her potential, realize what is talent and ambitions. I must express my one concern to this very distinguished audience. Research must correlate to much needed solutions. Research must be authentic, not surface scratching or assimilation. You understand much better than I do. Research for the sake of research is no research. A research paper must magnetically attract others as a solution provider. Research must be beyond self, beyond for once again. Research is not meant for the shelf. Research must be seen as being transformative mechanism in the lives of people. I say so with deep concern that this is not receiving the attention it needs. How can we accolade research to solutions that are writing on the wall? Distinguished audience, we have to leapfrog. For leapfrogging to the education that our future generations would require, we would have a larger convergence of thought leaders, all stakeholders. This conference is a step in the right direction. Those present and those not present, all are gainers. Compulsive system sometimes comes in the way, but as I indicated, it is momentary. I cannot visualize anyone in the country whose heart does not pulsate for national growth. I have no doubt the benefits will be there. And therefore, Honorable Governor, this conference, the series you started in 2022, is a well-taken step in the right direction. A sense of gratitude to Honorable Governor's farsightedness. At the heart of India's great institutions in the past, we had visionary leaders, what we call modern vice chancellors. The vice chancellors of today are enormously talented. Mark my words. They are no less visionaries. They are giving everything which they can. They might face uphill task, difficult terrain, or air pockets. But I believe in their power to transform. They are worthy academicians who have capacity to bring about results. They represent and epitomize the Kulpatis we had once. I urge everyone in governance at the center and at the state to believe in the institution of Vice Chancellor and ensure they have play in the joints and can perform undeterred by ordinary situations. this count is becoming increasingly complex. Every facet of life is being affected. And it is therefore in the lap of universities, ably led on front foot by vice chancellors, to act as the stalwarts of India's academic landscape. More the challenges, more the formidability of challenges, we must rise as impregnable, not only to overcome them, but to deliver results for the nation and the world. One challenge which the vice chancellors must be facing is faculty. Faculty availability, faculty retention, and sometimes faculty attrition. I would appeal to all of you to engage in sharing with one another. Use technology. Don't be an island in yourselves. It is not a time to be standalone, because this challenge has to be fixed. We have no time. As I indicated, I emphasize, we are well past the era of standalone institutions. It can't be I'm IIT, I'm IIM, no. Standalone era for institutions is already behind us. There is now need of convergence for various verticals to give institutions cutting edge. Multidisciplinary approach across academic pursuits is the only answer. Share your faculty talent virtually, technologically, and otherwise also. That will have twofold purpose. While giving it, you will be receiving also. The winds of innovation and change must have free passage in educational institutions. Evolve a mechanism. There has to be tolerance for varying ideas. Intolerance to a thought defines democracy the wrong way. The nectar of university is that a solo voice that has an opinion different than that of the majority is heard with deference by engaging in dialogue and discourse, not by being judgmental. I appeal from this very important platform, industry, business, commerce, and corporates, they must channelize their CSR funds to handhold universities, liberally fund research and innovation. There is a great need for emergence of greenfield institutions, because new areas have come up suddenly. Disruptive technologies, artificial intelligence, blockchain, machine learning, they require a different kind of mindset. Space, oceanography, new areas are emerging. Growth in those areas can be sustained only when you cater to these sectors, skilled minds, trained minds. the more fundamental question which we all are aware, and that is we must go back to our cultural roots of education also. It is multidimensional. We should, and why we should not? Our institutions must reclaim the glory of the past. On this count, I would share some concerns. Universities, institutions of excellence, and higher learning must assume the role as spaces of free thought and fearless ideation. Ideation is very vital. A concept emerges out of ideation. Execution is not difficult. Ideation requires brainstorming, exchange of varied opinions. And the challenges we face today, climate change, artificial intelligence, sustainability, they require interdisciplinary thinking and also ethical reasoning. It is only in our universities that we can go back to our Vedic knowledge, our civilizational wealth, a gold mine when it comes to ethics, innovation. We must foster campuses where intellectual risk is encouraged. Risk is required. A failure is a myth. A failure is a stepping stone to success. We must believe in discovery, innovation, and encourage people to engage into that activity. In the rapid shifting global landscape, universities cannot afford to be passive observers. You have to be change makers. You have to catalyze the change you need. And the change you need is the change society needs. Our curriculum must be designed to prepare students, not just to respond to change, but to lead the change, to define the trajectory of change, to see the change which we need, not the change that overtakes us. Our administrative structures must be a guiding principle to others. That is an attention not given for too long. Education must be distanced just from giving credentials, degrees. No, it must be purposive. It must serve societal causes. And therefore, there must be partnership. Sure, your best attention on this. Distinguished Vice Chancellors, your leadership must enable faculty and students to act not as mere recipients of institutional policy, but as co-creating it, as co-creators for our needs, present and future. We must learn to promote high impact, high risk research that tackles real world problems. We must incentivize collaborators between universities, industries, and partner internationally also. Fortunately, the present government has shown a lot of focus on this. But above all, we must reintegrate research with teaching. If we look at our ancient model, what happened earlier in our institutions of great eminence that attracted global attention, we must separate inquiry from instruction. We must return to integrated spirit. Today's Bharat is different. We never imagined we will be in this shape. Exponential economic upsurge, infrastructural phenomenal growth, technological penetration, global reputation, system of hope and possibility. When this is the landscape, we must find way for ambitions of our youth to be satisfied. Right now there is mechanism, and I wish it is disseminated extensively in a revolutionary manner, from startups to space technology, from health innovation to green energy, from blue economy to space economy. The opportunity basket for our youth is enlarging day by day. They continually getting lost. But our youth continue to be in silos. They are not aware of these opportunities. And that is why we have mushroom classes. Every newspaper is having their advertisements. Please make our youth aware.
ஆயிரம் வார்த்தைகளை புரிய வைக்க முடியாத அந்த ஒரு ஸ்மார்ட்டான கெஸ்ட்ல கன்வே பண்ணிக்கலாம். விளையாட்டுக்கு வயசே இல்லை, ஜஸ்ட் லைக் ஸ்டைல். எல்லா மூமெண்ட்ஸும் ஒரு ஸ்டோரி தான். ஓன் யோர் ஸ்டோரி வித் ஆட்டோ. ऑटो योर स्टोरी योर स्टाइल.
क्या हो गया भाई?
भैया आपसे सीखकर म्यूचुअल फंड्स में एसआईपी शुरू की थी, लेकिन कभी कभी अपडेट्स देखकर मेरा मन भटकने लगता है.
सुन, ये लिफ्ट जब ऊपर नीचे जाती है तो तू निकल जाता है.
नहीं भैया, यही तो सही मंजिल तक ले जाती है.
तो बस म्यूचुअल फंड्स का भी यही है, डटे रहेगा तो तू भी अपने सपनों के पास पहुंच सकता है.
हाँ बिल्कुल आपकी तरह.
सही है.
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है. योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें.
From our youth job seeking to job creations. Now is the time for Bharat to create innovators and job givers. That transformation requires a Sarthi. Lord Krishna was Sarthi in Mahabharata. Our vice chancellors are Sarthis. They have to bring about, by neat navigation, into the mindset of our youth, that avail the opportunities, benefit from the ecosystem of hope and possibility. You can realize your talent and potential. It is concerning. And the government has done much to come out of it. The mindset continues to be influenced by colonial remnants. We must get out of it. Western narratives, distorted narratives, underplaying our achievements, diluting our achievements. We must neutralize them. Our universities must become guardians of our cultural pride. They must reflect our civilizational confidence. Imagine which country in the world can boast of such uniqueness, civilizational wealth. And India reminds the world every moment what is peace, what is inclusivity. India is a symbol of inclusivity that globally must be emulated. We must therefore create dedicated centers for our impressionable minds, for rigorous study of India's scientific, philosophical, and artistic contributions. For that decolonization drive to fructify, all those who are here and listening to this would need to lead. We cannot be in captivity of calibration from outside. We do not know how they calibrate, what agenda they have in calibration. They turn quite often Nelson's eye to the impeccable, sustainable growth trajectory of this country, which continually is getting on a high gradient. And to do this, the government has taken a great initiative. After 3 decades, taking into consideration inputs from the widest spectrum of stakeholders, there was evolution of national education policy. This policy aligns with our civilizational ethos. It is getting shape on the ground. Let me give you a simple illustration. Neither Bodhayan nor Pythagoras were thinking in English. Neither of them thought English. They thought in their own language. Yet they both arrived at this wonderful theorem in their own mother tongue. They must have dreamed of it in their own language. And we still continue to cling to this, contrary to our constitutional spirit. I don't want to go much into that, you can study. I have no doubt, and the Governor State of West Bengal, I was closely associated with the evolution of national education policy. It is game-changing. It is transformative. It is soothing to the students, hand-holding them, giving them latitude. But my problem is that those in academic institutions are not fully aware of this policy. I beseech you all, and the faculty and directors wherever they are, to please do a thorough study of national education policy to realize its real intent and purpose so that we reap the harvest of it. From this platform, I wish to indicate national education policy is not government policy. It is a policy for the nation. And therefore, I appeal, it is time for us all to adopt it, understand it, execute it, and to reap the fruits. I need to indicate one more aspect. Our languages, their richness and depth are our pride and legacy. This aspect amplifies the fullness and uniqueness of Bharat. Go to any country, you will not find what we have here. Our treasure is unfathomable. Sanskrit, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Hindi, Bangla, and other languages are gold mine of literature and knowledge. These have national and global footprints. Educational institutions have to nurture with deep focus this treasure. And let me tell you what a pride for Tamil Nadu and the entire country. The Tamil has the distinction of being the first language to be accorded the prestige of being classical language. This well-deserved recognition was imparted in 2004, which means things started changing in regimes. Today, there are 11 languages that are classical languages. And classical languages are those that have rich culture, knowledge, literature, depth. Let me just indicate the 11 languages because I had the occasion as Chairman Rajya Sabha to declare to Rajya Sabha that Marathi, Pali, Prakrit, Assamese, and Bengali were recently given the status of classical languages. But earlier we had, as I said, Tamil, Sanskrit, Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, Odia. Go all over the world. We are matchless. We have to realize our power, our potential. We should not be carried away by insignificant aspects. I it much because for me this is pure education aspect. Those present to me are as important those who are spread all over the country and getting to know about it by live broadcast of Sunset TV. But we have realized that if our students study in their own language, the mother tongue, the results are not arithmetic, they are geometrical. They blossom. And therefore, this focus has come from the government, must be disseminated. There is one more aspect where institutions need greater attention. Alumni engagement, alumni associations. I don't find them to be very active. On a number of platforms, I have addressed this issue. If you look at the global scenario, alumni associations sustain the reputation of their alma mater. Alumni associations create a corpus which is in billions. One such institution has a corpus of more than 50 billion US dollars. Let us make a beginning. Let us generate spirit in every student who has been associated with the institution. Make fiscal contribution. Quantum thereof is not important. It generates a different kind of connect. Because you become stakeholders in your alma mater growth. And the structured, robust alumni engagement frameworks across universities can be game changer. Just imagine if we had confederation of alumni associations of IITs or IIMs or AIMS or universities. We will have such a think tank. We will have human resource reservoir that can help evolve policies. Why should we deprive ourselves of this? Take initiative. I'm sure all of you will start working on university, corpus culture, and alumni associations. When you have alumni associations and federation thereof, you automatically connect nationally and globally. Our inclusivity is reflected. I have taken enough time, but I would conclude. Respected Vice Chancellors, we stand at a momentous crossroad. Behind us lies a legacy of greatness and interruption. I say interruption because 1300 years ago we had Nalanda. It was blossoming. It was set on fire. Fire consumed precious books, continued for days. Ahead us is a path unwritten, but very promising, with huge potential. Can be game changer for the nation and the world. Nation is blossoming with hope and possibility, but it will be an ecosystem imparting for the entire globe if we take right steps now. Let us build institutions worthy of our civilizational past and having competency of meeting our present and future needs. And let us do it with wisdom and strength. Let us resolve to transform our universities into places of timeless knowledge and laboratories for timeless innovation. The intellectual revitalization is the highest category of renaissance. And that renaissance is awaiting Bharat. It is awaiting actions at your hand. Make Bharat super academic power, which would mean it will be a global research resource. It is not a dream. It is doable. Like Viksit Bharat, we will do it. If we could traverse our economy from fragile 5 to big 5 and now on way to big 3, nothing stops us from making Bharat Vishwaguru. Once again, I would like to impart a suggestion to Governor Ravi. Certain things must not be taken emotively. Those who could not make it must be having a situation. We must be understanding. We must appreciate everybody's presence. We must appreciate everybody's absence also. I am grateful for the patience you have shown. Thank you so much.
We thank the Honorable Vice President of India for your inspiring inaugural address, which will echo not just through the 2 days conference, but also be intertwined in the takeaway by the luminaries of various educational institutions to give the astute fillip to the students to contribute to the Viksit Bharat. We humbly request all our dignitaries to rise up for the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Are you looking to transition your career into data science and find a place in companies like Meta.